Breaking news, we've got Bitcoin officially over $94,000, Cardano making a 365-day high of 84 cents. And then on top of that, bullish news surrounding integrations coming in from the Polkadot ecosystem, the XRP ecosystem, the Doge ecosystem, as well as Bitcoin. Now, as a part of today's video, we're breaking down what's going on here in the macro markets, as well as what's going on in the Cardano ecosystem specifically. Without any further ado, let's jump on in. What's up, Ada Gang? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're talking about the fact that Bitcoin has just broken over $94,000 per single Bitcoin. We've also got Cardano making a brand new yearly high, now breaking right above 84 cents. And then on top of that, we've got even more bullish news looking at the macro crypto markets. Now, we're also going to be diving into Cardano specific news pieces with the announcement of $100,000 currently up for grabs for anybody who wants to participate as a part of the first ever multiplayer Doom tournament taking place running on Hydra. On top of that, we've got multiple updates when it comes to the growing Cardano ecosystem. Now, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, again, my name's Fareed. Pleasure to meet you. I aim to provide you guys in the Cardano community with all of the latest updates here and news. And I'm also a single stake pool operator. So if you enjoy content like this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up on the way in. Number two, if you aren't already a subscriber, consider subscribing. And then number three, if you want to or have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Now, if you want to support even further, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool. Now, today's video will be a jam-packed one. I'll be having more interviews coming out over the course of the coming days. But without any further ado, let's jump on in. So we've got Bitcoin breaking right above $94,000 per Bitcoin. This was actually shot just a couple of hours ago. But looking there at the very bottom, we've got MicroStrategy, which is now broken into the top 100 US public companies based off of market cap. Now, this is no coincidence. We've got Michael Saylor here at the helm, who's been buying and investing in crypto and specifically Bitcoin, right? He's sort of known as the Bitcoin maxi or the Bitcoin spokesperson, and it's finally beginning to pay off. Now, we're going to talk about the fact that he's actually doubling down, trying to fundraise in fiat. I think it's an additional $1.5 billion that he'll then be reinvesting back into Bitcoin. Now, what does that mean for you as an ADA holder or a potential crypto holder? Well, that means that if Bitcoin continues to pump, we're going to start to see altcoins continue to pump even harder, given the fact that we're just right around the highly anticipated altcoin season. Now, it's not just Bitcoin that's been getting a lot of love. We've also got Cardano hitting a brand new 365-day high of 84 cents. I actually woke up to this particular bit of news not too long ago. And of course, it's super exciting to see after a long and drawn out bear market here for Cardano or ADA holders. What's amazing is that once we're able to break past this particular price range at around 85 cents, I'm looking at targets all the way up to around $1.20, which should happen relatively quickly. So definitely do keep an eye out here on the ADA charts. Moving right on over, we've got the fact that Bitcoin's market cap has now officially topped the three biggest banks right now in the world combined. That means, or that includes JP Morgan Chase, which is actually my US bank provider, which is now worth $684 billion. Also including Bank of America or BOA, which is valued at $356 billion. And then IC Bank of China, which is valued at $280 billion. So think about that and really let that sink in. Bitcoin now more valuable than those three banks. I think it's a matter of time before we begin to see banks themselves investing in assets like Bitcoin. But this is just letting me know that I'm in the right place and that we're here at an extremely early time, even though it seems like Bitcoin is overvalued and that altcoins are really already expensive. Do definitely remind yourself of that. Next, we've got the fact that Bitcoin has now also flipped the Canadian dollar, where the Canadian dollar is now at a market cap of $1.8 trillion, and Bitcoin is just a little bit more valuable than that right now. Now, of course, at the very beginning of the bull market, I think that by the time that we actually see the peak on Bitcoin, it's going to be more valuable than a lot of different fiat currencies all around the world. Keeping up here with the macro news bits here, we've got the fact that Donald Trump's media company is now reportedly in talks to buy a crypto platform called Bakkt for over $100 million. Boy, oh boy, this guy did not waste any time diving straight into crypto, into Bitcoin, and into a brand new niche as he's just been elected as the US president. In addition, we've got the fact that he's now also meeting with Brian Armstrong, who's the CEO of Coinbase, which just recently released their Coin 50 index, bringing crypto to the masses in an index style vehicle, very similar and very relatable, right, to something like the S&P 500. So again, really bullish here when it comes to Donald Trump, his presidency, him meeting with a lot of pro crypto platforms and contributors. And then the fact that we've got the crypto community welcoming him and the brand new administration with open arms, willing to work together in order to get more clarity around crypto regulation. Moving right on over, we've got the fact that Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy is now aiming to raise $2.6 billion. So minor clarification that I mentioned $1.5 billion earlier, but it's actually $2.6 billion, up from $1.75 billion initially, in order to purchase more Bitcoin. So his plan's obviously working, and he's trying to fund that with as much fiat as possible. We've also got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or RFK Jr., who's mentioned that he's put the majority of his wealth into Bitcoin, meaning that he's fully committed. I saw him in person. I didn't get to see him in Bitcoin. I want to say it's the Bitcoin annual event taking place in Tennessee, but I got to see him in Consensus in Austin, Texas, where he spoke in favor of regulations around crypto. And then he was more vocal about his support for Bitcoin back then too. And so as we get ready to wrap up the macro pieces here, I do want to highlight the fact that if we just take a look at things here on the global scale, right? In the month of November alone, Cardano is up 112%. We now have trading volume up nearly 500%. DEX volume up 80%. NFT volume up 35%. Active addresses up 116%. And the fact that Google searches are now up 271%. And of course, YouTube searches are up 187%. Again, if you're new to the channel here and you appreciate content like this, breaking down everything going on with crypto, make sure to smash that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions or comments, or just want to share your opinion, leave those comments down below. So really good and bullish news there. We'll take a look at some of the insights here as it pertains to Cardano in just a moment. But as we get ready to wrap up here, we've got the fact that Binance has now also launched their brand new stablecoin called BFUSD. Now it's labeled as a yield-bearing stablecoin, meaning that you can use it as collateral for trading and borrowing. That'll do it there for the macro news pieces here. I do definitely appreciate you guys tuning in here. Next, let's jump into Cardano and XRP and exactly what we can expect with that in terms of collaborations moving forward. Now, if you've missed it, Charles has mentioned the fact that XRP could basically boost Cardano's DeFi ecosystem, bringing together or bringing with it liquidity, stablecoins, and cross-chain bridges, and then potentially even a midnight integration. Now, we've just heard Charles also breaking down the fact that Midnight will be having what they call a glacier drop, meaning that it'll be available to be airdropped to multiple or the majority of the Cardano community. But in turn, in order to sort of claim, right, or get access to those tokens, you have to actually mine them, meaning that there will be a little bit of work involved in that process. Now, to be able to onboard some asset like XRP into Midnight, I think offers even more value, because right now, Midnight is sort of focused on bringing on board Cardano SPOs. But if we're also able to bring node operators from XRP and liquidity from the XRP community into something like Midnight, it just really gives it that much more value. Now, I'm going to play a brief clip here. This is coming in from Charles Hoskinson.
On what level do you see Cardano and XRP working together? I think we can add amazing DeFi components to XRP. I think they can add a lot of liquidity, and they can add a wonderful stablecoin layer, bridges definitely, and it would be super cool to see if there's a path to get Midnight working with XRP. So we're meeting with David Schwartz here in a little bit. I've been texting him back and forth. His people are talking to my people. I sent him over some of our papers as well as the code for Midnight, and we'll see where that goes. But again, they're nice people, and I've known them forever, and it's nice to have them back in the family. And we're going to figure this out as a group.
So what I love there is Charles finally taking the high road there, amending a lot of burnt bridges or a lot of really stressed relationships. One of them with the XRP community, and now really looking forward and sort of opening up his arms to embrace different communities, including Solana. So I've got another clip here that I'll play in just a moment. Now, the next bit here is talking about just that again, Solana, and the fact that Charles wants to bring them into this ecosystem, and that it's not necessarily about one particular blockchain or another. And he also acknowledges the fact that he did play a little bit into this early on, but with his most recent trip, again, so much has changed. I think that at this point, it'd be very, very interesting if anybody still has something bad to say about Charles, especially when he's not reciprocating any of that negative energy. So without any further ado, let's break down a clip here, basically asking, or basically having Charles ask the community to stop pointing the fingers and to stop kicking each other, that we're all in this together.
We can't say that anymore, guys. We got to get together. We got to come together. There's a lot of stuff Solana does that's just fine. There's a lot of stuff Cardano does just fine. And I know I've had my part in all of it, and I do apologize to the Solana community if I've been throughout the years unnecessarily harsh. But we as an ecosystem, we have to be better. And let's stop saying fuck ecosystem XYZ or this ecosystem is worse than us. It's not some zero anymore. These are our partners. These are our customers. These are crypto people just like us. And you know what? We can all work together. And there's a lot of really amazing things that are going to happen in Solana. And I think I might even go to a Solana conference next year, especially with Midnight coming out. And I think it's going to benefit Cardano tremendously by doing so. And I think a lot of Solana people would love to come to a Cardano conference. So I'll throw the gauntlet down. If I go to a Solana conference, Solana people, why don't you come to Rare Evo and spend some time there? I'd love for the Solana Foundation sponsor booth, get to know the Cardano ecosystem. And I'm more than happy to have a Midnight booth be at one of your Solana events.
There you go. I mean, you heard the man himself. He's willing to put the gauntlet down. He's willing to invite the Solana community to big Cardano events like Rare Evo, like the Cardano Summit. And then in exchange, he's willing to put up an IO booth or an input-output global booth at Solana-based events. Let me know what you guys think down below. I've actually just started jumping into the Solana ecosystem. I just downloaded the Phantom wallet. I've connected to Radium, made some super simple swaps, but I'm just trying to learn more about other blockchains and more about other ecosystems. So definitely do expect more content here about different platforms coming to the channel. Now, as we get ready to wrap up here and just sort of closing the loop here when it comes to collaborations, we've got Polkadot x Cardano. Now, if you guys aren't aware, Midnight, which is built off of Substrate, is technology developed by the Polkadot ecosystem or the Polkadot community. Now, that's now being integrated into Midnight, meaning that Cardano's taken advantage of Polkadot technology. So wouldn't it make sense if the Polkadot community reciprocated and actually showed the Cardano community love by incorporating or by supporting something like the partner chain framework? So that's, again, what this particular stream was about, how these two ecosystems that are so robust, so tech driven, and so focused on being, the blockchain that does things right from a enterprise perspective, not necessarily a retail perspective. Now, don't take that incorrectly, because at the end of the day, the majority of the space is specifically retail. But Polkadot has a very similar approach to Cardano, especially when it comes to governance. And they're actually a little bit ahead of Cardano in that particular area. So I'm not surprised at all by something like this, but it's good to see Cardano finally amending, right? Becoming friends or inviting people like the XRP community, like the Polkadot community, and then also like the Solana community. And then we're also seeing, again, Charles apologizing to the Bitcoin maxis. So this is exactly what we want to see. Now, as we get ready to wrap up today's video, we're going to do some rapid fire updates here. The first thing I want to briefly highlight is the fact that we now have $100,000 on the line in USDM, the fiat-backed stablecoin here building on Cardano, and in addition, some other prizes for the first ever Doom tournament taking place on December 3rd with the official qualifier round. So I'm going to play this brief intro here, but guys, stay tuned. In just a couple of minutes, I'm going to be sitting down with Trim Brusette, who's the project lead for the development of Hydra, which will be used to run Doom for this particular tournament. And we'll be diving into exactly what this means and exactly what's up for grabs and how you can participate in this upcoming tournament. So definitely stay tuned for that. Jumping over to Tab Tools here, it appears to be meme coin season here on Cardano. We've got two big brand new meme coins taking place, or launching here in the last couple of days. One of them being Sugar Whiff, or SUG Whiff. We've also got another asset called Sugar, which has basically gone from nothing all the way to around a $10 million market cap. And then we have Snek, who was already sort of in the running as number one in terms of meme coins here on Cardano, now doubling in just the short amount of time of 7 days. So we can see Snek's market cap now at $235 million. Congrats to all those holders. Now looking here, we've also got the fact that Cardano will now be tradable on Aerodrome, the biggest DEX right now in the Base ecosystem. If you've missed it, World Mobile recently migrated to Base, and they had a brand new liquidity pool there on the Aerodrome platform, which has actually performed quite nicely. Now, just zooming out here, the amount of trading volume on a platform like Aerodrome in a single day actually surpasses all the trading volume that we currently get right now on Cardano, showing how much activity and how much exposure this gives to brand new people that may not necessarily already be aware of what's going on in Cardano. Now, of course, again, Cardano's been leading in terms of growth here over the past couple of days. Chains like Solana and even Bitcoin, as well as ETH. So Cardano finally making a name for itself, getting a little bit of that spotlight, getting a little bit of that attention, and in doing so, being listed on platforms or on the biggest DEX in the Base ecosystem. So what they'll be introducing is called UADA, which will be paired with Wrapped Ether, which will be coming to Aerodrome. Moving right on over and continuing on here, we've got some impressive stats when it comes to transactions in on-chain activity. Now, price appreciation and integrations are super important. However, it also is important to make sure that we're getting more and more transactions and active wallets jumping back in and actually operating on-chain in order for Cardano to be sustainable long-term. That said, we've seen nearly a 3 to 4x when it comes to daily transactions taking place on Cardano, as well as the 24-hour rolling active addresses. So as we can see, we've got around a low of 23,000 active addresses dating all the way back to around election night, which was on November 5th, which then skyrocketed all the way up to nearly 90,000 active wallets interacting with the Cardano blockchain. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of a slowdown here, but as it stands, we're right at around 60,000 active wallets using Cardano, basically up 3x since November. Very similar sort of pattern here looking at the transactions. And then moving right on over, what this actually translates to, right, is increased DEX volume, increased swaps, etc. So we've got Melon here, who's operating the DEXHunter platform, stating that over the course of the last, this was I think 2 or 3 days ago, that he saw 17,000 trades taking place on DEXHunter, giving them 82% market dominance when it comes to trading platforms. They've also seen their highest traffic amount in the last 3 months, with a total of 20 global aggregators, and the fact that they're not going to be integrating Snek.fun very shortly. In addition, Splash, which is a DEX, and Snek.fun, which is a platform for launching meme coins, have now begun to lead the market by the total number of traders in the past 2 days alone. So again, Cardano memes are finally beginning to pick up. Now, as we get ready to close up here, we got the fact that DEXHunter has now climbed all the way up to the number 16 spot when it comes to DEX aggregators outside of Cardano, which is pretty impressive. And then we've got the fact that the IDO, or the initial token offering for the token for the Tokeo Pay app, is now live on the MintSwap Launch Bowl. So check them out, give them a thumbs up or follow there on X. I've had Guido and Zash, as well as Magic Flow here on the channel to break down everything that their brand new wallet is bringing to not only Cardano, but also to Bitcoin, as well as Doge, which, if you aren't aware, are all 3 UTXO based blockchains. But if you want to find out more about what they're building or just want to get involved here, definitely make sure to head over to the official MintSwap website. Now, as we get ready to close out here, I've got some unfortunate news here. This one really hit me hard the other day when I found out about this, and it's unfortunate. W3I has recently announced the passing of their president and co-founder, Matthew Plomin, and the fact that they're now temporarily going to be taking a pause when it comes to some of their operations for USDM. I've had Matthew here on the channel numerous times. I would consider him more than a friend at this point. And we were just literally together about 2 to 3 weeks ago in Dubai. Everything seemed just fine. And then unexpectedly, he's now passed. So my deepest and most sincere condolences to his immediate family, his friends, and his colleagues. And I know that the Cardano community has really come together in order to honor him and in order to honor all of the contributions that he's made here within this growing ecosystem. So I vow moving forward to support USDM as much as possible in order to sort of push forward Matthew's vision, what he started, and in order to just really show support, not just to him, but to his awesome wife, Jillian Plomin. We wish you a lot of strength right now, Jill, and his growing family. If you want to support him and his family right now, they do have a GoFundMe. I'll leave the link to that down below. But as a part of this year, we have the fact that there's going to be a temporary pause here on minting and burning for USDM, and the fact that their reserves remain secure. So there's no worries about, depegging or any of the collateral that's driving USDM. Again, super unfortunate circumstances, but I definitely realize the impact that Matt has had, and will be doing my best here to continue pushing his vision forward and making that dream really come true with USDM. That will do it here for today's updates, breaking down the macro markets, looking at the Cardano ecosystem and the growing opportunities here, the growing integrations, as well as the welcoming of brand new communities. Again, if you enjoy content like this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more of it, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave those down below. That said, and as always, we'll catch you guys in the next video.